And then if we fast forward a little bit to, I think it was 2006, when you were approached to do some work for Nightwish.
Yeah.
So what was your, did you know about Nightwish?
I did know about Nightwish through my friend Pip Williams, who does the orchestrations for the albums. And I met him on that Barbara Dickson session that I told you about back in 1993. He was producing that album, and I remember him recording the pipes, and he started to cry at the sound. It really moved him, the expressiveness and the lyrical quality that the Uilleann pipes have. So from then on, he would try to get me involved in everything, just so he could hear them.
Right.
So I did, through him, I did the likes of Status Quo and a few other sessions. But he sent me the Once album when he'd just finished it, work on it, and said, check this out. It's a really interesting band that I've been working with. So I'd listened to it now, and I thought, wow, I haven't heard anything like this. This is really unique, really new. And but I didn't at the time, for one moment, imagine that I would end up where I am now. You know, I didn't see myself jumping onto this boat, onto the Nightwish ship.
Right.
You know, and onto this adventure that I'm in. But it's one of the best things ever. It's one of the most wonderful things I've ever done.
Because I believe with Dark Passion Play that they asked you to do some work on it. When they asked you, did you have in mind, because, well, you heard what kind of music they make, could you hear kind of how you would fit in with the music?
Yeah, because I think from the Once album, I did think, at the same time as thinking this is really, really different and really wonderful and new, I did think I would love to get involved in this. I would love to do something in this sound, in symphonic metal. You know, I've always been a big progressive rock fan. That's kind of my background, but and some of the new wave of British heavy metal in the early 80s, that stuff that me and Marco are both kind of from, you know, that scene. So I really wanted to explore Nightwish, I mean, quietly in myself. So when I got the call to go down to London, to Abbey Road, to do Dark Passion Play, I got excited. I did, at the possibilities of where I could take the pipes, what I could do with the pipes in that kind of background. And we hit it off big time, you know, we did. And then it was it accelerated into Imaginarium, and I did more on that and started to get more involved in the ideas of the band and into doing vocals as well, and playing percussion and bouzouki. I've got an electric bouzouki on this tour, which is a fantastic thing. So as the years have wore on, my involvement has become wider, I think.
In that sense, then, because now on Endless Forms Most Beautiful, was it important for you to be in 2013 you became a full member of the band?
Yeah.
Was that important for you?
Well, yeah. Before that, I always felt like I was from 2007. I always felt like I was part of it. Once I became part of this family, which before I was officially a member, I was. We all felt the same. It's hard to describe what it's like being in the Nightwish family.
Sure.
It's a really unusual thing for a band. I've been in lots of bands over the years, and there's never been this sense of fellowship that is in this band. And there are no weak links. There's no raging egos.
Sure.
Everyone loves it, loves the whole process. And the family itself, we don't have any dominant parents, we don't have any annoying brothers or sisters, and we don't have any boring uncles. You know, we've just got a perfect scene for us all to float around in. But yeah, getting back to that, I did, at the time when they said to me, look, because they did say, we've always felt like you're a member anyway, but we want to make it official.
Right.
Do you fancy becoming an official member? I said, not a chance. No, I didn't. I said, of course, of course. And I love it. I love being here. and we're going forward all the time. Things are. That's the thing with this band.
Because in that sense, when you first came to the band in 2007, was it daunting in a way because they were quite a big band and they're all Finnish?
No, yeah, yeah. Well, you would think so, but for me, because I was oblivious to all of that, because
Right.
I don't come from the metal scene. I didn't come from that scene, so I didn't know who they were. You know, which was to my advantage.
Sure.
Because I had a different approach. I had an approach of one who just loves the direction and the attitude of not only the music but the people in the band.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't come a bit kind of in awe of like, oh my word. Where if I'd been asked to join Pink Floyd, I would have wet my pants and fainted. But I just didn't know what I was getting into. But it's been a revelation, really.
And then, well, obviously, new record out this year. Am I right in saying that you kind of introduced, or maybe not introduced, but showed some literature to Tuomas about biology, natural sciences, Christianity?
Yeah, we had lots of deep and extended discussions about these subjects, me and Tuomas, because we're both really interested in them. And we were having some time up in Finland, up at Tuomas's place. It's a subject that's very. I mean, we have a lot in common. We share a lot of interests, and the sciences in particular. Evolutionary biology, molecular biology, those things. We both incidentally, we when we were kids, we both entertained the idea of marine biology as a career. When we were kids, maybe that's the Jaws connection as well. but I found out that he went through the same thing. He wanted to, which was a strange connection. But so I knew he was interested in the sciences, but he wasn't aware of the Richard Dawkins books, and he wasn't aware of Christopher Hitchens and Sam Harris and those free thinking books at the time.
When did you pick these up?
Years ago. I've always been interested in religious studies. I've always been interested in relative religions, and read lots of books on it, and I've got a good library of that kind of reading at home. And I found Richard Dawkins maybe 20 years ago, something like that, The Selfish Gene, which is a marvellous book. And from then I just read every book that he brought out, and then famously brought out The God Delusion, which was a global phenomena. And Tuomas got right into it, as I knew he would, and it did have a massive influence on this new album.
When did these conversations start to form into music, into songs? Was it long after, or? No,
it was pretty quick. It was pretty quick. I remember we were sat in New Zealand one night. We had a night off, and we were sat talking about it, and Tuomas already. Bang! Oh, endless forms, the most beautiful. Yeah, because it's a quote from Darwin, and he was already formulating the concept of the new album then, and we also came up with the idea of, well, it actually came out as a bet that I couldn't get Richard Dawkins on the new album, so I set myself that task, and through all kinds of underground contacts, I managed to get his address. We wrote him a personal handwritten letter, and I think that's how we got him, because he gets a lot of messages every day. But he took our beautifully written letter, and and off we went, and he agreed to do it. So we got Richard Dawkins on the album. So the new album, Endless Forms, Most Beautiful, it's a perfect reflection of the way we feel, really.
And I kind of have to rush now, but in terms of your contribution, because there are some songs where the pipes do have a prominent role.
Yeah.
So was it different in comparison to the previous two records, the way you approached this project or this album?
Not really. It all comes from the same attitude to make to fit. Plus, it's important that we don't overdo it with the pipes and play them, use them on every song or whistles or anything for that matter. You don't want a guitar solo in every song, so
Sure.
you don't overuse anything. But the pipes kind of they do have a home in Nightwish now. You know, the sound of the Uilleann pipes, it is very Nightwishy with the electric guitar of Empu. When those two play together, it's a unique sound, and I think there's only us in the world who do that, which I'm really pleased with and proud of, that we do that and no one else. And long may we have this wonderful flux going on. We're changing all the time. We change the set lists all the time when we're playing live, and who knows what we're going to do on the next album. We don't really know what's happening. We just cruise onwards into this joy.
Finally, then, I believe you have a sold-out gig in Wembley scheduled.
We do.
So, yeah, when did you hear that?
We heard it was sold out about 3 days ago.
Okay.
We had suspicions that it was going to sell out, and then we were told it had sold out. It's a momentous achievement. It really is, and for a British guy like me, it's I really can't believe it.
So everybody you know in England is coming to the show?
Everybody in England is coming to the show. The whole of the British Isles are coming to the show.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time.
Wonderful, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.